So it's me again. I don't know how many people have fallen victim to this, but I surely have. I don't know if I'm in my answered prayers season or what, but I think the more you can understand something, the more you can solve it, right? Yeah. So have you ever found yourself in a situation where, like, okay, plainly put, you were supposed to either not be close, not that you are close, or supposed to hate someone, or not you two mention in the same line, there's no that kind of sense can't happen. Not that you go beat up the person or go and fight them or whatever, but you just can't mention the two names in one sentence. Something about that is wrong. So okay, fine. As we know, there's different gates to the body and these intersections of how people intersect throughout life. And so, what I've discovered, or the revelation I'm getting about this, is that it is the deepest of deception, which is kind of witchcraft. But yeah, if I explain it to you, it does not sound like it. But I mean, the way you act when once this is done to you, it is witchcraft. So like, let's say you liked someone, and then I don't know, you left them as a result of it was a matter of tone between the two, or they cheat, one of the two, right? And then there's another girl in the equation, and then what happens is that these very people who are inclined to do all these ritualistic or this intertwining of human beings, they what they do, because they're in favor of the one they want in that person's life, what they then do is that they manage to either take a part of you to connect to them. It's like connecting drives, with drives, people's drives, or they find ways, one of the doorways, whether food or whatever, to put in the part of that person into you, so that when you meet that person, it's almost like, man, it's like ona, not kotsherana, but ona, like you become weak over them, like you almost like the person you should hate, almost like don't want to fight them, because a part of you, a part of them in you lives, right? A part of them in you lives, and now it's deceiving you to like them. But in actual fact, the real reaction that you should be expressing is that, fuck it, I'm angry, I don't want nothing to do with this person. You can't put me and them in the same sentence. There's nothing. It has to come to a point whereby they start comparing the two of you, almost want to confuse the guy, like he must think like the two of you are the same type of thing. And that's the trickery behind it, because now this person resides supposedly in you without permission. You are now deceived to think that, okay, fine, like, no, fine, you can have him, or you can have the success. Like, you almost become, you self, it's almost self-destructive, like you self-defeat, like you give up. No, it's not like, if you don't have a revelation of it, it seems normal, like it seems like this has happened before, but like this time around it was just, I don't know, it was not a matter of it's happening to me, but it seemed inherent. And now that I'm saying it in revelatory kind of sense, it comes from I can see who's under that kind of, it's a spell. Because that's why it's very important to know somehow, when you're partners with someone who you intersect with, who's around, who's crowd, because people have a way of, just if they can get that angle into your lives and make it work, you just don't understand how they have a way. And in the end, you end up almost dumbfounded by such things, where you're agreeing to things that you shouldn't. Or, man, that's the whole triggering behind it. That is not normal. Who does that? I mean, you want to say, I hate you, what in the world? Yeah, the sense in the end is that they confuse the guy. They somehow find the way to merge your lives in a way that it does not merge. You speak about something, and then they're trying to get that person, either them being away or unaware, you to do round about the same things, to link up or something like that. And then the guy is like almost like confused, thinking like maybe y'all are friends or y'all are talking to each other. That means like, what? No, actually not. Those people are actually giving her, I mean, obviously they tap such a chick. There's no way. If you're getting such favors, they're gaining something. It's either they're tapping on you, you're giving them cash, or they're gaining from something, what your parents do or whatever the case is. And so Yeah, and then maybe you never know, they give intel info because this kind of people are heavy stalkers. They give intel, they tell the chick how you typically behave, what you typically do. Man, they almost jinx your life before you do anything. This baby is such a great cook. Baby, if this guy does this for baby, it's over for you. If baby cooks for this guy, it's done for you. If baby, they almost like, man, people, that's why I say, when I say I don't want some people in my inner circle, I know these people, they have no good intention. It's like they love to destroy, even in the most subtle of ways. They just love to destroy. They just love to just cause chaos. That thing is deception. You will be so deceived you will not even see it. It takes only the light or some sort of revelation of you being fed up to actually find out that this is actually wrong. I'm suffering a deceived kind of witchcraft. What am I to do? You need to get help. But once you know it, obviously you know how to tackle the situation, right? Yeah, man. And they just kind of have a moment of aligning episodes, songs, whether from back in the day or now, new songs that you would almost vibe to, but they kind of address, if it's love songs, indirectly address things that affect them, but it's your kind of vibe of music. So now it seems like you are stalking the chick. Now it seems like you're doing what she would typically do. And yes, it boils down to maybe y'all are the same, and it's actually not the case, right? It's not the case. I don't know. There's just a trickery to it that they just know how to work it, that it works. It just works. And this is just a revelation of what I'm getting. It's a revelation. Like, and some things I hate to explain them directly, but sometimes I feel like they bring more clarity. Like, for example, the other day I was dancing to a Riri. As you can see, a part of me does look like Riri. I don't want to go into detail, but it's a combination of, especially me and a certain cousin of mine, right? She's got the height. I'm more like the features, the different versions of Bird Girl. I'm a bad girl. Let's not say, but I'm a dancer, bad girl, and she's kind of the bad girl. And there's just something with a certain color, maroon, purple, that resembles her because of whatever that concerns her, which I'll not mention. And somehow this kind of someone's thinking it's a double play. I'm more focused on family. I'm dealing with myself, discovering myself. It's all about me. But some people are reading wrongly to it and they think I'm on this chicks. And it's like, you see, they trying to get her to be on my lips. And I'm not even about her, but I can see. And they begin to tempt you, almost also giving you hints about certain things, slight hints about this person's life. And you're like, I don't, like, not like I don't, like fuck it, I don't care. Why should I care about her? Like, you understand? Like, I did something that was selfless back in the day. I don't care beyond that. Don't come at me like that. I know I'm God fearing, but don't come at me like that. But at times, guys, it could happen that it's just the peace of God that you don't understand anything about. It's just, if you've known to let go of something, someone, whatever it is, it's the peace of God that comes over you. It's nothing of deception or witchcraft. That's the positive side of things. And then you know when to let go of whatever and you're at peace with it. And nothing about it ever comes with regret when you think about the very happenstance. So you check. So it can happen from a good note or from a good place. It does happen like that. And so, yeah, there's no need to always think of it on a negative, but you will discern. And it's just a matter of discernment. From what I've said, Imlani, you have that clarity now that it's either this, the peace of God, I had that and I never had the regret, or it's the side where you get the revelation, oh, okay, this can happen. Yes, people do that. So simply put, this bunch of human beings don't see you deserving. They almost see greatness or want to associate greatness, depending also on your level of confidence. It's not really entirely dependent on that, but that can formulate and be part of the determinant of whether you're deserving or not. But like, it's a favoritism thing. But usually this kind of goes back it up a lot. So I mean, in this life that weighs heavy. But anyway, so they don't see you deserving of good things. You almost deserve the toiling part. And this happens when you almost meek, humble. There's something about that can be very, that can be regarded as like something very, something you can just admire, to be meek and humble. But to some people, when they become that, you are looked down on. They believe like usually successful people, success is usually very congruent or aligned with two people who are very arrogant, and they very almost, that's the go-getter kind of attitude. And so you're not, it's almost like you have to toil and work, but when you have to reap, someone else is more deserving, than you are. And man, they can align things and moments to for that moment to just slip you by. It may seem like it was just life happening, but the moment just slips you by, man. It slips you by almost effortlessly, and you could almost think it live. It's live, it happens, but it's not. So rewind back to the whole Riri and whatever thing. So basically, so it's two Riris, and probably there's more other cousins that I don't know that could align. And so now with the cousin, it's a matter of the cousin and my brother. So they can't be together, check it, because they are somehow related. Whereas now someone who's aware of my family in images is going around and saying, no, you can't be together, and spreading likes because they like drama. It just boils down to drama. There's nothing more to it than just that drama. And then this very thing gets me thinking, that's why sometimes people go to doctors, where you go to a GP, a practitioner, or whatever the case is, and you can't detect what's wrong, and someone is feeling very ill. I think this is as a result of such things. This has to be one of the stemming reasons, that people that don't like you much are residing within you, and you can't detect what's malfunctioning you, but it's there, it's malfunctioning. That's why it's a spiritual thing. That's because you have people, you are intertwining or mingling with people that you're being one with, intersections, the transmitter of each other, amongst each other, of people that are not for you. And then in the end, washrakano says concluded. Can someone just tell baby to structure whatever she talks about, because I miss out on the very juicy details that also help in painting the picture and making it clearer. Hey man, I forgot the contrast. The contrast that have to be highlighted is that this girl in question, or the girl that is desired to be the one to be with the person, there's hype around their lives, whilst you're suffering. Everything of yours is just drainage, the opposite of exciting, just dull. You must just be the dull one. But funny enough, you the one who is inspiring the other side, because they know if they were not draining you, what you would be doing. That is a hype, that is actually the attraction that you naturally are. And they excite things while you chilling, and you literally, you on slow mode. The other one is just on fast pace. They're doing things very fast. Their life seems more exciting. Man, everything about them says go for this one. And what you don't understand, if they can hype this kind of girl, there's something that she's doing, which I've mentioned in the previous video. And in the end, they can't favor the both of you. And someone else is going to end up being very obsessed with her, if they're not obsessed with that type of girl already. And clearly for the guy, it's not going to end well. I don't want to speak. I don't want to say anything. But man, these people will jinx your life. Yo, if this girl can do this, if that girl can do that, God is like, don't let her even do such a thing. Don't let her do such a thing. Don't let, those type of girls, they usually want them to cheat with your man. If let's say now you're in a space where you're dating someone, but those girls who know about you, or who are told about you, with them is like, you can't let a baby be with your man. You can't let a baby do this with your man, because that one, she's gonna convert him holistic. They almost jinx everything. They jinx it all. Yo, you end up let's say maybe you also deprived to do those chores or whatever for a while. You almost second doubt yourself, can I still do such things? Can I still do that? Can I still do that? Because they've somehow delayed the whole process, or maybe it didn't have to happen, to a point that you still ask yourself, can I do this? Can I do that? Can I still do this, like that? And and the other one is busy working on it, and whilst you delayed, because that one has to catch up, they gotta catch up. It's never gonna end well. They're already obsessed with her, so do the math. how's it gonna end? Someone has to fall so that the obsession can be, with the one who's really obsessed.